Gabor Maté, born in Budapest in 1944 and later immigrating to Canada, has made significant contributions to the fields of addiction, stress, and childhood development. With a background as a family physician in Vancouver, Maté has become a renowned author, notably for his work in the realm of hungry ghosts, where he explores the intricate connections between early childhood trauma and addiction. His influence extends to the realm of documentaries, having produced The Wisdom of Trauma, which delves into the profound impact of trauma on individuals and society. Maté advocates for a holistic approach to health, emphasizing the interconnectedness of mind, body, and spirit. His public speaking engagements globally showcase his compassionate communication style and commitment to understanding the deeper layers of human experience. Additionally, Maté is a strong voice for drug policy reform, calling for a more empathetic and comprehensive approach to addiction treatment. Recognized for his significant contributions, Gabor Maté continues to shape discussions on mental health and well-being. The stress response, which promotes survival in the short term, can become a major liability in the long term. Not why the addiction, but why the pain. The more you try to prove yourself, the more you're aware of insecurity. The essence of trauma is disconnection from ourselves. The attempt to escape from pain is what creates more pain. The mind-body unity is a physical reality. Stress is not what happens to us. It's how we respond to what happens, and response is something we can choose. The attempt to numb pain and the inability to feel pleasure are at the root of addiction. When the body says no, the mind must learn to listen. It is impossible to understand addiction without asking what relief the addict finds or hopes to find in the drug or the addictive behavior. Trauma is not what happens to us, but what happens inside us. Addiction is not a choice that anybody makes. It's not a moral failure. It's not an ethical lapse. It's a response to human suffering. The real question is not why addiction, but why the pain. The mind and the body are inseparable. What we do with our bodies affects our minds, and vice versa. The attempt to run away from pain creates more pain. If you were to ask me, what is the single most important factor in longevity, I would have to say it is avoiding stress. The only real security is not in owning or possessing, not in demanding or expecting, not in hoping even. Security in a relationship lies neither in looking back to what it was, nor forward to what it might be, but living in the present and accepting it as it is now. The human mind and body are inseparable, and stress affects us on a cellular level. Chronic self-doubt is the anchor that keeps our ships from sailing. The more you try to be different from what you are, the more you feel inadequate. We don't have control over our emotions, and by our emotions, I mean our reactions to things. The true measure of our life is not the quantity of our days, but the quality of our thoughts. When we cannot find solace in our minds, our bodies often become the repository of our distress. Authenticity is the ability to be true to oneself and to experience one's emotions in the present moment. It's not stress that kills us. It's our reaction to it. The only way to heal is to be aware that one is wounded. The world in which you were born is just one model of reality. Other cultures are not failed attempts at being you. They are unique manifestations of the human spirit. The key to freedom from addiction is in understanding the underlying emotional pain. Stress is ubiquitous, but it becomes particularly toxic when we feel alone. We cannot be kind to ourselves unless we are kind to others. It's not a sign of weakness to ask for help, but a commitment to your own well-being. The most important question in the world is, why is the child crying? We cannot be healthy as individuals and survive as a species without caring for the planet. The first step toward reducing stress is to become aware of our body's responses to it. Anger is a signal, and one worth listening to. Health is the expression of the body's unwavering effort to defend itself against threats to our survival. To be truly free is to experience all that one is feeling, thinking, and doing in the present moment. Our immune system is not just a defense against disease. It reflects our mental attitude and emotional states. Toxic stress can be transmitted from one generation to the next. The body says what words cannot. The foundation of recovery is the healing power of connection. If we are to nurture our children, we must know and love them. True compassion is not about giving a healing response, but about being present with an open heart. In healing, it is often the forgotten or repressed parts of our psyche that need the most attention. Every act of kindness is, first and foremost, an act of self-love. The body's natural state is health. The challenge is to protect it and allow it to express itself. The first step toward change is awareness. The second step is acceptance. It's not about what we do, but rather who we are being that transforms the world.